the Ampere.
Alright, concerning new movements, here's something really important to consider as well. I'm talking about new ways of recovering from a knockback in the regular versus mode. In the Storm games up until now, when you have been knocked down, you will only get to roll to the sides before you can stand up. You can also not move and stand up on the spot that you laid on. Anyway, the bottom line is that you cannot get up from the ground other than rolling or just standing up. This is where I come into the picture and say, let's not be limited to this, since you also very easily can get caught in never-ending reckless attacks without you being able to do anything about it. So instead of only being able to roll on the ground or making backflips when being knocked down, the players, which is everyone, should have new ways of recovering from different knockback situations. Alright, what I've come up with in the first place are like two options. The first one is that you can roll or backflip into a massive jump or high jump, or you can lead a roll or backflip to quick counterattacks. Please remember that when I mention massive jumps and high jumps, I'm talking about jumps just like large ninja jumps, just as long as they are higher than the regular jumps that we have in the Storm series so far. So the whole concept by designing new ways of getting up from the ground and knockbacks is that you get to control your character in more satisfying ways, which contributes to the more satisfying need of controlling a ninja in the Storm games. Let's have a look on the first example. Here you get knocked down on the ground and you want to create some space for yourself to prepare yourself for a counterattack or something else. You then quickly roll / backflip into a high jump. The speed of this should be on the level as a chakra air dash, just so you have something to compare it to. And I think it's important that it has that particular speed level, which is what I will get into in a moment. Okay, so here you see it in a more in-game perspective. You roll back into a backflip and from there you perform a high jump to get high up in the air. This particular move is not bounded to only go directly backwards, so I imagine it being something where you can backflip to the sides as well. Anyway, I also see this happening from the regular rolling movement. It doesn't have to have a specific backflip animation, so as you can see, commencing these high jumps could also happen from the rolling movement. This means that it can happen going backwards, and it can also happen if you're going forwards towards the opponent. The option 2, as I mentioned earlier, is about leading those movements into counterattacks. I see this as something very interesting, because it's an element where you look as if you're about to retreat or at least create some distance, but then all of a sudden you come straight back at the opponent to counterattack. Again, this is something that has the speed of a chakra air dash, and it's meant to be very quick, so you can get back into the game. I see this as something very important to have, and the reason to that is very simple. Every time you get knocked back or knocked down, you can't get back up quickly to counterattack. You're just automatically bounded to wait a couple of moments before you really get back at the opponent. This is why I'm saying that in general, CyberConnect2 should focus on inventing new ways of getting up from the ground after being knocked down, like I just showed you. It will make the game more dynamic and we avoid people getting trapped far too easily by different attacks, so you'll always have a chance to fight back. You can also consider this as some kind of defense mechanism, but that subject has yet to come up in this suggestion video series. So again, these jumps are meant to be very quick and actually just as fast as a chakra air dash, so you really can use it instead of getting interrupted very quickly without having any options of getting away again. So in the next video we will talk about new controllable chakra dashes, more levels of dashing, and it's going to be connected with what you just saw here, so stay tuned. I'm SPYN09 and as always, thanks for watching.